So tonight we are very pleased to have Millwall's former academy forward player Tobi Alabi live in the studio. Now we will speak to Tobi about his Millwall experience and his future plans following the sad news that he's had to give up playing at the age of 19 as he has a rare heart condition.
So we came to the match where you obviously had your attack. And,
Mosley, was it?
Yeah, Mosley. Well, I got played a through ball. And I went off the pitch, turned around to the guy, and I was sort of telling him, "Come on, play a better ball."
He was having a go at it.
You were moaning, weren't you?
Oh, dear.
And then I just started to get really short of breath and dizzy, and I couldn't see.
Wow.
And the slower I walked, the worse it got. I was trying to catch my breath and I couldn't, and then I just found myself sort of waking up on the floor.
So you collapsed and
yeah.
So what did everyone do? Were they really good? Did they? I mean, I suppose you didn't know what was going on, really.
No, I didn't have a clue. I just saw loads of feet.
There was a doctor there that helped you, didn't you?
Yeah, cardiac specialist. He actually got in contact with me via the website yesterday. So we're gonna meet up and have a chat and stuff like that. So it's good to hear from him.
You actually felt all right after this attack, though, didn't you? I think, did you not go off and have a shower and sit in the stand and watch the game?
Yeah, but I didn't feel all right.
You didn't feel
No.
great?
No, I didn't.
Was there ever a moment in your head that you thought, hold on, this could be what it's potentially turned out to be? Or what was going through your head, or you just couldn't?
I didn't have a clue. I never envisaged it being this bad. I just thought, okay, because at this time I still think I've got asthma, because that's what everybody's been saying I have.
Yeah.
So that's all I was thinking. I was thinking, okay, we need to sort of get this.
And when you sat in the stand afterwards, after the game, you know, and you said you didn't feel very well, could you just tell us sort of how you felt while you were there?
I can't put a finger on how I felt after. I just felt really disorientated, and I was struggling to walk properly, and I felt really weak, which I've never felt like that before.
No.
So I went to the hospital after the game.
And you know, while the game was on that day, how long had the game gone on before this attack happened? 15 minutes, so it was fairly early.
I thought it was 15, they said it was 25.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Did you notice anything building up during the game? Did you feel as fit as normal?
No, I felt really unfit.
Oh.
You felt unfit?
Badly, yeah.
Is this before the game, sort of?
Like during the game, yeah. At the start of the game.
I can relate to that. I feel like that all the time.
Oh, so it was a different day for you completely, as far as your playing side was concerned.
I suppose it wouldn't even enter your mind that it could be something so serious or so life-threatening. So what happened sort of the days after it happened? What was sort of the
I had
process?
testing in the hospital that night, and they thought I had a mild heart attack. So they kept me in overnight, did more tests, and that's when they sort of thought that I may have HCM, hypertrophic cardiomyopathy.
Hey!
It's a mouthful.
You had to say that because Sam can't say it.
Yeah, so they transferred me to St Thomas's when they thought I had that, and I had more tests at St Thomas's. And then the week after the Mosley game, I had a stress test on a treadmill, and the same thing happened again, but this time my heart stopped.
No, on the actual treadmill you sort of collapsed?
No, like, I told them to stop it because I was feeling...
Like you felt those emotions?
And as I was getting off, then I just collapsed.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And, I mean, is there anything that brings this on? I mean, did you do anything different that day when it just happens, is it?
Yeah, it just happened.
I mean, I did do a little bit of reading up on it, and it says that the tissue around the heart gets really hard, and it becomes hard to sort of function, if you like.
Yeah.
And is that something that, obviously, once it hardens, that's it? Is that what sort of happened, and obviously the blood flow? Or?
Yeah. Well, they said that there was a rapid drop in my blood pressure before my heart actually stopped beating. So I think they've said that with that condition, your heart struggles to beat at a normal pace in relation to what you're doing, which is why it's common in a lot of young athletes. It's the most common killer in young athletes.
Really?
Yeah. There was a lad in Portugal, 20 years old. He actually passed away 2 weeks ago with a similar condition.
We was talking earlier, Toby, weren't we? Because, and by no means am I blaming a football club here, but in general in football, we were saying with something like this, it's all sort of reactive rather than proactive.
Yeah.
And you was telling me that you only had a screening when you first, 16 was it, when you came in?
Yeah.
Do you think that like, football in general should be taking a bit more seriously the heart conditions of people? I mean, I'm not trying to tell the medical team how to do their job here, but it just seems to me we're all up to date with strains and ankle ligaments and knees and whatever that is obviously there for footballers, but the heart seems to be just monitored but not kept a close eye on, if I can put it like that.
You're right, you're not wrong, which is why we're obviously campaigning for yearly screenings of players. And the stumbling block that's been raised with that suggestion is the cost. But can you put a cost on a life? I don't know.
You can't.
Maybe.
But you were saying to me before that you go to the hospital to do your initial sort of test or fitness or
some VO2 max.
Yeah, so we were saying maybe that would be an extension of that. I mean, I'm sure with the money that's in football at the moment, it would be.
There are ways around it, and I've said before that if the FA and the Premier League and the Football League, if they all want it done, then it will be done.
Surely the PFA should be up there as well.
Sorry?
So the PFA should be up there pushing.
If the condition is found early, so with these screenings, can it be prevented, or would it more be that would they stop playing, or what would happen after they found,
Generally, if you have HCM or any other sort of heart defects, it's never safe to continue playing.
So that could result perhaps in the player not playing.
But it could also result in their life being set. Yeah, exactly.
Toby,
which wins hands down every time.
Yeah.
Toby, another thing that really kind of amazes me about this is that particularly when players transfer and you be worth a lot of money to a club, they still don't check into this thing. When you talk about medicals and that, but they still don't check into this thing.
I can't speak for other clubs because I know that some clubs, obviously the bigger clubs like Real and Arsenal's, and they do in-depth testing, but I'm not sure how in-depth their testing is with regards to heart. But I know that they will do a heart screening. Again, I'm not sure how in-depth it will be. But like you said, with regards to clubs like ours, I know that medicals don't usually include heart screenings. Like you said, we only had it when we were 16, so it's not looked in.
I mean,
why did you have it then? Why was they giving you guys it at 16? Was there a particular reason? Or?
I think it's LFE regulation. When you start your scholarship, you must have a heart screening.
I suppose between 16 to 21, you develop so much more, and
but that's
your body changes.
That's a strange thing, Sam. We all know that. We all know that the biggest growth time is from 16 to 21, and probably around about 21, I believe, is when you literally settle down. But to have it at 16 and then not again through that, even had it at 21, or I think
do you think it's
every
the
year.
strain on the game now? Because obviously Fabrice Muamba and you said about the guy in Portugal, it's becoming more and more common, if you like. Do you think has anyone pinpointed perhaps the cause or?
So with you saying that just highlights how little knowledge we all have on the issue, because I've researched it and it's been happening for years. In the last 10 years, there's been over 50 deaths.
50.
Cardiac related in football.
In football?
In football, not in sport, in football.
In football.
Now,
That's 5 deaths a year.
Is that mainly in the UK or is that
globally?
Globally.
Now, what's the aim of your campaign? You're not going to stop until you get this really taken seriously, yeah?
Of course.
So what's your action?
Sorry?
What's your action, sorry, mate?
Well, it's not like a long list of things that we want to do. It's pretty simple. We just need awareness to be given to clubs, players and people in society, because it relates to society as well. I think football's a very big influence in the world. So football should sort of pioneer how seriously this is taken. So we want yearly screening of players from the age of 14 to the oldest player at the club every year, and teaching those players what symptoms to look out for, how to deal with anything if you're told you have anything, and a support system for those players who are told that they can't continue playing.
And are you in touch with MPs and anybody else in the game, to really push this forward?
Yeah, we are in touch with, getting in touch with people. it's all a work in process. Obviously, we've just really started.
Yeah,
so.
And you even mentioned there, you know, it must be hard enough to find out that they perhaps have that, but then your life's turned upside down. Like with you, in sort of one sentence, it's, you know, what do you do? And I think that next support is so important as well, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
It's just unbelievable that, you know, it is such life changing. So I know you've got a website.
Yes.
Is that where lots of things are going on at the moment?
Yes, that's where any sort of progressions with regards to the campaign, videos. We released a video 2 days ago. 2 days ago called "This Is My Story." Sort of talks in depth about a brief history of myself and in depth what happened to me in the Mosley game, what happened to me in the hospital, and what we're trying to do moving forward.
Can people
all on your website?
All on the website.
And can people support you, supporters from Millwall? Can they support you in this?
Is it money you want, or is it word of mouth? Is it
No, yeah, I mean, it's a serious question. What can we really do to help you out?
Well, we're talking with guys right now to sort of see how we can get the public involved, because the support we've had from fans from not just Millwall but other clubs worldwide has been phenomenal. So we're thinking of ways how to get people involved to sort of drive it forward, because the support is amazing, and with the support of everybody we can push it to another level. So in due course it will be on the website of how people can support the movement.
I suppose you're still coming to terms with it, and sort of, you know, it's all very raw still, isn't it, and new, and, you know, you just know that something's got to be done, but how it's going to unfold, we're going to have to sort of wait and
So you're 20 now.
Yes,
You want to try and stay in the game. We really want to see you succeed after what's happened to you. We really do. What are your initial plans? You're thinking out still, or?
It's going to be a presenter on Lions Live.
You do a lot better than us.
I want to stay in the game in some capacity in the future. I'm going to do all my coaching badges. Whether or not I want to be a manager, I don't know yet. I don't think I do.
you'll be a good manager.
But
I made him walk up the stairs tonight. I'm going to be in trouble.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see how everything unfolds.
Amazing. Well, no, we would really appreciate you coming in the studio tonight, and if there's anything we can do going forward, then do let us know, and you know, we'd love to hear.
He's a real nice guy, isn't he? He's a real nice guy.
Yeah, you're a real credit, mate.
It's a tragedy, but
yeah, I mean,
it's a real
we
tragedy.
wouldn't wish it on anybody, but you look a lovely fella.
And if
And you're far too good looking to be
if you'd been a fully fledged Millwall player, we would have given you a lot of advice, Toby.
All honestly, what I admire about you, Toby, is you've got up and done something about it, mate, and you're going somewhere with it, and you will succeed, my boy. And we'll be here whenever you need us, mate.
All the best to you, Toby.